All right, y'all, let me get this out the way right now, man. Because I know a lot of people, a strong group of people, were really rooting for the Denver Broncos to lose that game. And in particular, Seattle Seahawks fans who were upset and pissed off that their friend, the best quarterback in their franchise history, left their team and he wanted to be traded. So now they were like, they had a vengeance. They had a gripe, a strong gripe with Russell Wilson. They were praying for the downfall of Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, right? And in the process of praying for the downfall, they have been dragging Russell Wilson's name through the mud every chance they get, overly criticizing him. I'm talking about trying to shame him, basically call him everything but trash. And I don't see how the hell they could do that because for years, the Seattle Seahawks offense was terrible. Offensive line horrible, and Russell Wilson was out there improvising, getting things done, making magic happen on a roster, especially an offensive roster that you know was very incompetent in a lot of different positions. They didn't even have a run game for a long time after Marshawn Lynch left. Russell Wilson was the run game for real. And making something out of nothing. And, I don't know. I know what Russell's doing for that organization. And so for people to be acting like he's just so trash, I'm like, I don't get it. Because we saw what was happening there when he was there. Even though last year was a down year for him, it was due to injuries. But let me say this. Yesterday, because everybody like, oh, Russell Wilson, the Denver Broncos lost because Russell Wilson played bad. Russell Wilson did not play bad yesterday. I don't give a damn what talking heads and these sports broadcasters on TV said. I don't care what guys on this show and that show said. He didn't play bad yesterday at all, right? And yesterday wasn't proof that Russell Wilson fell off. Cut it out. Like Russ wasn't spectacular. I'll say it. He wasn't spectacular, but he still had a good game. He threw for 340 yards, threw for a touchdown. 199 of his yards came on third down, which means he was converting when they needed him to on drives down the field, right? He was 12 for 14 on third down. And I know a lot of the passes were short passes, but they were very effective. He was able to move the ball at times. The problem came when they got down to the goal line and they couldn't get it in the end zone. And the situation was not always Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. You had the running backs fumbling down there twice, right? Then you have them in shotgun formation, which I'm just like, I don't understand why the hell he got them in shotgun formation right now. Like, I didn't understand that at all. I'm like, fam, come on, man. You can't even allow a quarterback sneak at this point. It just didn't make no sense. But you got people acting like, oh, Russ just terrible now. I see people like, oh, look at that underthrown pass. He underthrew that pass to Jerry Jeudy. But it's so funny to me, right? Because when Patrick Mahomes, and y'all know my homeboy is my dog. My homeboy, I rock with him. When Pat Mahomes, he was underthrowing Tyreek Hill often, more often than not. And nobody says a thing. Nobody said nothing because Pat he's young. He's not even in his prime yet. But when an older quarterback does it like Russell Wilson and he wanted to be traded from his former team that he spent his whole career with, now it's a problem. Now Russell Wilson is trash when he underthrows it, but for some reason, Patrick Mahomes, he ain't trash. He ain't trash when he underthrows balls. Like, I know what this is about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like that Russell Wilson left Seattle and that he doesn't run as much as he used to. So now he's just, he's trash. Listen. The brother still can ball. He can ball for it without question, which is why I don't understand why the head coach, what's the head coach name, man? Nathaniel Hackett. I don't understand why on 4th and 5, with less than a minute to play, you don't put the ball in the guy that you paid $250 million, the hands of that guy, and tell him to get me 5 yards. I don't understand that. I promise y'all, I believe, and again, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. We don't know what would happen. I can't play Monday morning quarterback. But I really believe that if you gave Russell Wilson that ball on 4th and 5, he can get you them 5 yards. I more than believe he can and could. For sure. He was successful in the third down conversions. When they needed him to do things to get them down the field in critical situations, he did it. And at that point, he can give you 5 yards to help y'all drive down the field to get a field to be able to be in position to kick a field goal, which would be actually not a kickable, yeah, a kickable kick. It would be something that you really could, you like, man, he can convert on this one. He can make good on this. Versus kicking from 64 yards out, a 64-yard field goal. Come on, man. Like, you rather put the game on the legs of a kicker, kicking a 64, like this is the second longest field goal in NFL history, right? You wanted to come down to that, then to give the guy the ball who y'all paying $250 million plus $250 million plus dollars. Like, give him the ball and let him make something shake, you know? So, I don't know, man. People like, oh, this loss on Russ trash. Nah, fam. Yes, Russ didn't play spectacular. Yes, he wasn't out of this roof. But 340 yards is 340 yards, y'all. And it wasn't like he just got it in garbage time, all garbage time when they was getting blown out. No, that wasn't the case, man. It wasn't the case. I'm putting the chips on the guy we paid top dollar for if I'm the coach, right? And in my opinion, Nathaniel Hackett was playing scared. We all know, scared money don't make no money. Okay? Nah, fam. We not going to put it on the legs of a guy attempting to complete something that only 2 other men have completed in NFL history. I'm not going to do that, man. I'm going to go with the guy that I've seen do things before over the years and say, you know what? I'm going to see if he can do it again. Man. Like, that decision from Nathaniel Hackett, that probably put him on a hot seat already. Because the Bronco country, they want to win right now. That's why they went to go get Russell Wilson. They've been in obscurity for a while due to the fact that the quarterback position, they've changed quarterbacks they had over double-digit quarterbacks since Peyton Manning has left, and they still have yet to find a guy. So when you get that guy, you like Russell Wilson is 33 years old? You got to try to win now. It's none of that other stuff, man. And this game right here, this was a winnable game. This is a game you were supposed to win. You're not supposed to lose to Geno Smith. So it's like, nah, bro, it's just, that's not acceptable to me. That's not acceptable. A lot of coaching things that were just looking crazy. So to act like, oh, Russ is, he's mortal now, and look, he fell out. No, I don't know. There's no way I watch that game and then be like, oh, no, he trash now. It's a lot of guys that can't do what Russ can do in the league. It's guys that can't do that. It's the guys that can, but it's a lot of guys. Nah, fam. Brock Osweiler, they wouldn't have been close in this game. Trevor Siemian wouldn't have had them close. So, nah, fam. And now people gonna say it's not saying much. A lot of dudes in the NFL would have not had them close. Even some of the starters wouldn't have had them close. So the trash Russell Wilson, I ain't feeling that at all. Get a ball to Russ. Hell, it may have been a chance he could have scrambled for them 5 yards, even though he don't run as much as he used to, right? But to give it to the kicker, they had a 14% chance of making a kick. And honestly, that's high to me. 14% on 64 yards, that's high. Justin Tucker, he the one kicked the 66-yarder with the Ravens. Who was they playing? I think the Detroit Lions when he made that kick, right? This would have been the second longest field goal to be made in NFL history had he converted. You know what I'm saying? But it's only been 2 64-yarders made in the history of the NFL. I think 2. Has it been 2 or 1? I forgot. But anyway, yeah, it's just a lot of crazy stuff. Going in shotgun formation at the 1-yard line. Like, come on, fam. What the hell is that? Man? And make it even harder for them to get into the end zone. Then the running backs fumbling the ball. They lost because a lot of miscues. Fumbling the ball so many times. At the goal line. Can't even get into the end zone. Fumbling. Come on, man. Right? Like, it's just not, bro. That's the game they needed to win. It really is. Because I look at the schedule for the Denver Broncos. They have a 6-game stretch. Like the toughest 6-game stretch of any team in the NFL at the end of the season, right? They got Baltimore Ravens. They got the Chiefs. They got the Cardinals. They got the Rams. They got the Chiefs. And they got the Chargers in their last 6 games. They can lose every single one of them games. Every single one of them. You need to win as many winnable games as possible. When you're supposed to win on paper, the Denver Broncos need to win them games. They need to win that game. And I know Nathaniel Hackett is killing himself right now. Because he had a similar situation in Green Bay before. So it's like, bro, what? No, man. You got to secure it. You can't afford to let games like this slip through the cracks. It's one of the easier games on their schedule, and it's easier than any one of their divisional games, any of their divisional games. You got to get the job done with that one. And I promise y'all, football can be a game of momentum. If they win a big game like this, where Russell Wilson returns to his old team, he plays well, they secure a victory. If he gets a game-winning drive, they could have rolled on that momentum for some games. I promise y'all, for a few games throughout the season, you know what I mean, during that time, because momentum is everything in sports. Russell Wilson momentum may have been high, confidence high at that point, and he probably started doing some shit that you probably ain't seen him doing a long time in a while. Some things, start running more, making plays with his legs. I mean, really making plays and start looking unstoppable out there like MVP Russ. You know, so, man, you got to give it to your dude. I ain't putting that blame that loss on Russell Wilson. No, he's not average. He's not trash. He's not mediocre. He didn't look mortal and all this and all that, fam. There's a lot of dudes that can't do what that brother can do. And I guarantee you, other coaches would have given it. So people saying, oh, if he don't believe in Russ, he can get it on 4th and 5. It's indication of what Russ has now become. Nah, bro. A lot of other coaches, seasoned coaches, or coaches that may not have been that season, but I know seasoned coaches that would have let Russell Wilson trust in him to say, you know what? Let's make something shake. The way Harbaugh trusts Lamar Jackson. And I know Russell Wilson could have spoken up, and it's on him too to say, no, coach, I don't know. We not doing no field goal. Let me try to make this happen. Let me at least try to get us in position to get a closer field goal. Let me try to make something happen. He should have been more vocal in saying it. I believe that. He should have said, you know what, nah, coach, I got to try this. I got to try for us to win this game and not try to give us a chance to where we're not even in competition. We don't even have a chance, rather. I don't care. The chances were slim to none kicking from way back there like that. No, that's not okay, man. But to act like Russ, oh, he just trash now. No, come on, man. Overreacting. The brother still had 340 yards. And some people are like, we could have some picks. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. They don't count. The brother still has some passes that were on the money. And mark my words, Russell Wilson will make Jerry Jeudy look like he's supposed to look, or how we predicted he would look coming out of Alabama. Jerry Jeudy is a special talent. He dropped, I think, 1 or 2 passes too yesterday. But he's a special talent. And I think having a quarterback like Russell Wilson will help bring that out. And you will see him make strides throughout this season. And I think the Denver Broncos will bounce back for sure. But Nathaniel Hackett has got to make better decisions going forward. Got to have his team much more disciplined. Fumbling so many times, all of that, like, come on, man. That ain't cool. That ain't called for. But Russell Wilson still deserved that bread. And I think he's going to prove that he's worth every cent, every dollar as the season goes on. But people out here just ready to just rain on the parade. Oh, he ain't shit and he trash now. That's coming from Seattle Seahawks fans for the most part, and guys that just are or just hate Russell Wilson. Cause nah, bro, like no. We ain't come on. We ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing, oh, he just trash. Now he fell off the cliff. And really, man, nah. Watch that brother play. It's a lot of teams that wouldn't pass up on him or would trade for him in a heartbeat. And people will see the Denver Broncos. I believe they should stay confident in their guy, their new guy, and watch what happens. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.